around you.
As I'm talking right now, you're probably reliving those magical memories you had as a child, watching your favorite Disney classics. Most of these classics have a hero and a heroine. The typical plot is boy meets girl, boy and girl fall in love, they go through some kind of trial, and then they live happily ever after. As a child, you were so tuned into the plot, the animation, the music, that the subtle gender stereotypes go over your head, and we just get used to what we see. Gradually, this forms an image of what traits we associate with being masculine and feminine.
Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Gaston, looking so down in the dumps. Every guy here'd love to be you, Gaston, even when taking your lumps. There's no man in town as admired as you. You're everyone's favorite guy. Everyone's awed and inspired by you, and it's not very hard to see why. No one's slick as Gaston, no one's quick as Gaston, no one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston, for there's no man in town half as manly. Perfect, the pure paragon. You can ask any Tom, Dick, or Stanley, and they'll tell you whose team they prefer to be on. No one's big like Gaston, fucking big like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
I want a guy like Gaston. Give 5 hurrahs, he will get hits.
Gaston is the best and the rest is all the rest.
Like Gaston knows his life like Gaston.
In a wrestling match, nobody fights like Gaston.
For there's no one as burly and brawny.
As you see, I've got biceps to spare.
Not a bit of him scraggly or scrawny.
That's right. And every last inch of me's covered with hair.
No one hits like Gaston. Matches wins like Gaston.
In a spitting match, nobody spits like Gaston.
I'm especially good at expectorating.
And points for Gaston.
When I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large. And now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge.
There are several lyrics in that last clip that contribute to creating an image of what men should look like.
Every guy here'd love to be you, Gaston.
This implies that in other men's minds, the ideal person they'd like to be is Gaston, which leads to the next important lyric.
There's no man in town half as manly.
This is implying that to be manly, you have to look and act like Gaston.
Perfect, the pure paragon.
This lyric is implying that Gaston is perfect, meaning he is the perfect man, and all men should strive to be this way.
For there's no one as burly and brawny.
This line is said by 3 attractive women that appeal to the eye, which glorifies Gaston's burly and brawniness. This makes these traits seem ideal for all men to have, so they can get the attractive women.
As you see, I've got biceps to spare.
Not a bit of him scraggly or scrawny.
This implies that if you are scraggly or scrawny, you are the opposite of what a true man should look like. But Gaston isn't the only Disney character who looks like this. Disney has created an image of the ideal man to have physical features such as a face that is pleasing to one's eye, tall in stature, broad at the shoulders, a muscular build, and a thin waist. most women in Disney films fall under a strict categorization, the most common stereotype being the damsel in distress. This can be identified as a beautiful young woman that is put in a dire situation who is saved by the hero, most commonly a man. This creates an image for women that they are dependent and weak.
Let's take a look-see. Hate your hair. Not likely. Yikes, 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 and let me guess, you have a great personality.
Girl will marvel at my strength, adore my battle scars.
I couldn't care less what she'll wear or what she looks like. It all depends on what she cooks like. Beef, pork, chicken.
Girl who's got a brain, who always speaks her mind?
Nah.
Most females in Disney movies are physically attractive by mass media standards. The woman should be elegant, attractive, seductive, warm-hearted. This creates a belief that women should act and look a certain way for men to want them. This objectification causes a belief that men should use women for sexual pleasure and personal needs.
The way the media influences the way we think is much less immediate and much less a sort of straightforward impact on the way we think. And it's much more a question of creating a certain environment of images that we grow up in and that we become used to. And after a while, those images will begin to shape what we know and what we understand about the world. And that's not an immediate kind of whiz-bang effect. That's a slow, accumulative effect, and it's much more subtle.